Hey,
going on,
dude.
everybody? Welcome to the Countless Vlogcast. I'm your host, Justin Rich. Live for the Countless Vlogcast. My guest today is Montclair artist Samaj Savage, rap star, man. He's barely blowing up, man. I'm gonna bring him on right now. So let's say hello. What's going
Hey,
on,
man.
man? Good to see you, man.
Hey, how you doing?
All right, man. Good to see you. So, man, tell us a little about yourself, man.
I am a rapper slash producer slash engineer slash uh editor slash. I do a lot of different things, but I'm a musician at heart.
Word up, man. So when did you get started with music, man? Like, what was your first like rap song? Were you rapping as like a baby, man, or like what? Tell me that story.
um, I've been producing since I was about 8 years old. My older brother, showed me a program called FL Studios, and I wrote my first song when I was 10, but I was just trying it out. And I made my first song when I was 14, but still just trying it out. Dropped my first mixtape. And that's when I decided at 17. And that's when I decided I wanted to be a rapper, like wholeheartedly. But I would say my career didn't really start until maybe about like 3 years ago when I quit my job and started doing this full time.
Awesome, man. That's so dope, man. So talk a little about that, man. What was that journey like for you? I know as an artist, like nowadays, it's like not hard, but it's like doing like quitting that job is like, what was that feeling like for you, man? When you quit your job and like became a full
Um,
time musician.
Honestly, I feel like it was one of the best decisions I've made in my life. I mean, I was broke for about a year, like really down bad, but in the long run I really got to focus on my dreams and chase my goals and whatnot. And it gave me an opportunity to give you guys, when I say you guys, not you, but like my fans, the music that they listen to today. It wouldn't be possible if I was focused on other things.
That's dope, man. So let's talk a little about that. Last summer, man, I was like following you on Instagram, Twitter, all that. So you're doing a couple ciphers, man.
Hmm.
You were on Crypt cipher, you were on Anime cipher, you were on the Poppin cipher, you were just all over the place, man. So talk about a little
Yeah.
about that success. I was like, damn, this dude is everywhere, man. It's like talking a lot about that. Like, what was the first cipher? That talk a little about the process getting onto the cipher.
I was actually supposed to be on YouTube Cypher Volume 3, like first, but that didn't come out until uh maybe about 7 months after I sent in my verse. So the first cipher that introduced me to at least Crip's audience was the Poppin' Cipher, which I got through doing a competition in order to be on the official remix of KSI's song Poppin', which I didn't end up on. But Crypt is a really good dude, and he got me and several other artists who were in the top 13 to do a cipher. And that was me pretty much saying hello world. Then YouTube Cipher 3. Although I sent in a previous verse, last minute I decided to switch it up because I got better. And then that happened. And since then, me and Crypt have been, pretty buddy buddy. So when the cookout cipher happened, he invited me out, and I was definitely scared of COVID, but I was like, you know what? I need to go do this. I need to meet this man because I'm really grateful for how much he helped put me on. And shout out to Intensified Charts for introducing me to him. Yeah.
So talk a little about that process. So I know you produced the beat, right? And you produced a song, or you just produced the beat?
Of what song?
The pop, not the poppin' one, the summer cipher with Crip, like the
Oh,
big
the
one. Yeah,
Cookout Cipher. Yeah, I
produced that
produced
beat,
that
man.
one.
So what was that process like for you? If you want, you don't want to give too much of your secrets away, but just talk a
Oh,
little about that
nah, that's
process,
cool.
man.
Um, it was actually kind of funny. Crypt 1 second just said, "Hey, we're gonna do a cipher. You want to try to make a beat for it?" And Nato was on the other line. God knows where. I think he's from Connecticut, making a beat too. And I kind of had a hint of like where Nato was gonna go with it. Not to say he's like predictable or anything, but he has a production style. So I wanted to go into a opposite, more old school bass, but like with a new flow kind of beat. And although Crypt like Nato's beat more first, everybody else was like, nah, Samad's beat. So that's just how it ended up getting picked. But I was definitely put on a spot. I put that beat together in maybe about an hour and a half because I was nervous. Shout out to Lex Bratcher for sitting there with me the whole way through because she was there to learn how to produce, but having somebody there in that moment made it a little easier on me.
So I'll talk a little about that. Two couple artists you collab with too, like Futuristic. I'm one of my favorite artists, and
Yeah, shout out
Lex
to him.
Bratcher, man. So I was listening to that. What's it called? Ain't about time, right? Ain't about it, right? Future
Uh,
album, right?
Oh, ain't a thing, you mean?
Yeah, man. So talk a little about that process too, and I probably the one of the biggest artists you work with too. So talk a little about
Yeah.
when you got the beat, and then so you made the same time you were down there, or was that like after the fact?
No, that was before the fact actually. Since we were like linking up at the cookout cipher, I was thinking like, yo, we should like maybe do some kind of video promo vid, but it just didn't end up happening because he had to leave a day early. But yeah, what happened with that is I had won one of his competitions that he was doing, which also side note, he did a competition with the one shot challenge like back in 2000, I think what 15, and I joined it and I lost by I was in like third place and I lost myself in like kind of I didn't like record a song, thank God, or anything like that, but I was like coming at Futuristic like the only reason I didn't win is because you don't want to rap with me on the song and da 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 and like it's funny he just completely like ignored that and still just looked at my talents today and who I am today instead of judging me for my past, and I really appreciate that opportunity. So I won the competition. I could have been on the official song on the album, but I was like, nah, I would actually like to just make a song with you. And me and him made it a thing and is doing pretty well right now. And I made that beat. I had that beat in the tuck and I wanted to just make a vibey song with him. Everybody know that me and him both can rap really well. So I wanted to make like a track people can just vibe out to.
Yeah, man, that was dope. That was a dope ass collab, man. Definitely, man. So talk a little about from the days of like rapping in front of the high school to like now. I know that I know
Mhm.
video was like big time, 2016, 2017. Talk a little about your process, like your growth from like that time to like now.
Honestly, I was just rapping for anybody who would, be any kind of interested in listening. Even for people who weren't interested in listening, I just wanted to be heard. So I was just trying to get my music anywhere, just super hungry. And I still have that mentality, but I think the difference is I know my audience a lot more. It was kind of hard to get my music out there before because it's such a generic thing for a young black kid to be like, yo, I want to be a rapper, like I really want to rap, and everybody just takes that as a joke and like, all right, yeah, here he goes. A million people try to rap, only a few make it. So everybody didn't really, well, a lot of people didn't really believe in me, and I decided to just keep going and say screw that. um and here I am today. I'm not exactly famous yet, but all of the stuff that I did, I felt like they thought I couldn't do, so that's a blessing in itself.
Yeah, it's dope, man. So like one of the big things I remember from like the Clair concert too, man. Talk about a little about that concert
Oh
too.
yeah.
That was one of the biggest like for local artists too, like from growing
Yeah.
up too. Talk a little about that too. I know you and your friends put that together, so how'd that
Yeah, I
come
mean,
about?
I don't know if I can necessarily do it again because it's been done before. Well, I can, but I'm saying like maybe way down the line. But I feel like I'm the only artist from Montclair who can bring that many people out, or who brought that many people out. Now, it wasn't me alone. It was definitely me and the team of people. Shout out to Tennis Boy and Jay Illicit, and there was just so many different artists. Jay Wonder, so many artists on the bill. But as far as like the head of it and organizing it and whatnot, also shout out to my uncle for being my business advisor in that situation too. But yeah, there's no other artist in Montclair that I saw put on a show quite like that and have over 400 people in the crowd. I've seen artists that are bigger than me who are from Montclair come back and do shows, and it's not the same. I've been to the shows, and it's not the same amount of people. So that was definitely a moment that proved to me like the haters were really insignificant in the long run. What mattered in that day was the people that I connected with in that crowd, and some of those people still, when they see me in the street, come up to me like, "Yo, I was at the Clear concert and stuff," and it was a legendary moment for my town for real, and I was happy to be even a part of it.
Yeah, man. Shout out Montclair, man. So I like your
Or
swagger, man. Like what I love most is that you put an
thank you.
artist on too, man. With the what was it? The Essex, the one at the
Oh, Best of Essex,
yeah,
yeah,
best of Essex.
yeah.
Talk a little about that, man. I remember those days too, man. Like
That's
time goes on flies
mhm.
by, man. When you like just enjoying life. So talk a little about that too, man.
Best of Essex was definitely my baby. Like that was such a beautiful project, and I don't want to definitely say that it's over or anything because I don't believe in that. I just have to bring it back in a new way, in a way that's safe for everybody. But yeah, it was just an event that I had where I could where 20 different artists would pay $5 to put on a show for people, and they had a chance to win $100. Pretty much, that's like saying that's pretty much you betting on yourself. And I feel like every artist should have that competitive, you know, energy within them, not in a hateful way. It was family down there. It was definitely a movement that was different, and I didn't necessarily take it for granted, but I could have appreciated it so much more. No matter how much I appreciated it, it was just such a beautiful moment for Jersey, and I feel like it's gonna make a big comeback once the whole panini is over.
Yeah, once the panini's over, man. Once it's
Yeah.
fried and flatbreaded, man. So like, talk a little about your video concept, man. Like, I know we'll talk about a little about Goodnight later, a little
Mhm.
later on the interview, but talk a little about your video concepts too. That's like one of my favorite things about like as artists is like your
Mhm.
video concepts too. So do you like storyboard your stuff? Do you just come up with ideas and just start recording, or like, how does that work for you?
For the most part, it's a collaborative effort between me and the directors. But as far as the Goodnight music video, that was all of that was just my wife's ideas. She's always wanted to direct a video. In fact, the first time that we ever hung out, she was supposed to come over to talk about directing a video for the first time because I was like, yeah, I'll give you a shot. And we never got to it. And 5 years later, we finally have a video together. And shout out to Who the Wiz for making everything that she had envisioned come to life. And shout out to Rooks for shooting that too.
That's dope, man. So that's the video side too. So in terms of collaboration with other artists and like producers, who are some of your dream producers and artists you want to work with? Whether underground, whether it's mainstream, whatnot. I know you know you're a big M fan, man. You talk about M all the time. I know. Besides Eminem, who would be like some of your like
I don't talk about Eminem that much.
yeah,
I wasn't even thinking Eminem. That's why I was surprised.
man. So
Um,
yeah, he's gonna tell me though.
yeah, sure. Lupe Fiasco, Tyler the Creator. Um, who else? Common. Big Daddy Kane. These are rappers, but as far as production goes, I want to work with the Count. He's pretty dope. Chuck Sutton. I want to work with Jay Cutch some more. Definitely want to work with Trooper some more. Um, I've always wanted like a Just Blaze beat because he's just one of the most phenomenal. He makes what I feel is like big beats. Like it just feels like big. It feels like a colossal moment every time you hear a Just Blaze beat. Same with Justice League. Shout out to them too. But yeah, that's the people that I'm gonna name right now.
And I can see that too. Just Blitz slash Samad on NBA 2K 2022. Man, I can see that happening, man.
Mm-hmm.
So that'd be dope, man. So I know as you gotten bigger, you had more features. So how do you decide on whether to do a feature or not? Too like how do you? I know you getting bigger now. So how do you decide on whether to do a feature or not for yourself and other artists?
A lot of times it depends on the respect. Like their music could be sometimes if the music is absolutely like phenomenal and I just really really want to be part of it, my price may differ on that. But if they're not, like if the music isn't something that I exactly would do if I never heard their song, the price is the full price. But uh the decision really goes in the character of the person. Like what is the song about? How hard is this person working? Somebody might even be not as good as the next artist, but I can see that their hunger is so serious, like on some like Naruto vibes, like they will be the Hokage one day type of stuff, if you know what I mean. Um, if they have that energy in them that tells me that they will be something because they're hungry, I work with them based off of that too. So it's really all about energy.
Mm. So in terms of like streaming, I mean music too. I know you started at SoundCloud, you went to Apple, on YouTube too. So how was that transition from each two, and what's next for you too? I know you're on something called You Now. Let's
Yeah.
talk a little about that from like SoundCloud to like now in terms of like growing as artists and like streaming.
I mean, I put my music everywhere that I possibly can. You Now is just a streaming service that like I hop on there to connect with my fans, listen to their music, game, just that's kind of my leisure, just to have fun with. But yeah, my music is still always going to be on Spotify and Apple Music and Tidal and SoundCloud and all of that. But I'm considering dropping my album earlier on a different platform, um just for artists who want to just get it early. I mean, not artists, just for my supporters who want to get the album earlier and make sure that I get 100% of the money instead of these big brands and big companies taking huge percentages they don't really deserve.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. I feel you on the independent artist for life, man.
Hmm.
So for next album, it's gonna be like a J Cole no feature album, or it's gonna have a couple surprise features on it. How's that gonna
My
be?
first album had no features. I mean, my first album had a couple features. Second album had no features at all. This one is going to be featured out. Like it's a lot of this music is a collaborative effort.
I'm gonna say dope, man, dope. So, how did you come up with your like style for your album cover and your like clothing from the gray area and like the first album, the weird,
Mhm.
trust the weird kids.
Um, as far as the style, whatever it feels like. Honestly, uh, a lot of times I have the cover art done before the album, and the cover art sometimes speaks to me on what it should feel like and what it should sound like. Like my next cover art, which is already done, is very chaotic. So the music's going to be very chaotic, very all over the place in an organized way. So yeah, that's what people can expect. You can
Dope.
expect the unexpected.
That's it. That's it, man. So, if you give a little advice out there for artists is starting out, artists is struggling, like, what's any advice you could give them?
Yeah, man. Don't give up because the moment you're about to give up could be the moment that everything changes. So yeah, just be more instead of being afraid of not making it, be more afraid of giving up at the wrong time.
Awesome. One more. In terms of Jersey artists too, I know it was a stigma that a lot of them don't want to work together, or there's like
Mhm.
craps in the barrel. Do you believe that's true, and do you
I believe
believe it could
that's
be better, or
I believe that's just a I believe that's a very dated stereotype of Jersey artists. I can't name one Jersey artist that I truly have a problem with, and I don't think any Jersey artist could say they have a problem with me. For the most part, it's all love. When it comes to making music with anybody, the way that I pick features is, do I picture this person on this song? You know what I'm saying? So that's the only thing. But other than that, it's all love with everybody, and everybody's it seems mutual. You know, it's been all love for a really long time.
so how do you stay authentic and not like fall into trends? So it's not a lot of time the artists like follow a trend just to be popular too. How do you like stay semi savage and like not all natural and authentic?
Um, I think the greatest part about my music is that I'm always unafraid to try new things. Sometimes I will try a trend, but if you ever hear me on something that sounds trendy, 9 times out of 10 I'm mixing it with my own style. So uh, it's like hearing my take on a new conversation. You know.
Dope, man. So finally, let's talk a little about the video. Goodnight, man. Like the song is dope, man. The video is dope. Talk a little. First, talk about the production of the song too, like that process too. Like how did that come about too? You and
Um,
Young
I
Jay.
I didn't produce this one. My boy Trooper produced it, and he absolutely crushed it. As soon as I heard that beat, I was like, I need that. He sent me a lot of beats that I'm like, I need that, and I don't get to all the time. But he's just one of the greatest producers that I've worked with. As far as like you guys heard Goodnight, but you guys can't even hear the stuff that he has in the tuck. He's just such a talented musician. Big ups to him. But yeah, uh, that's just the production side, I guess.
Dope, man. So talk a little about the video too. Just the concept of that too, and how long did it take you to record it and all that too? I know you said your girlfriend, your wife, sorry,
Mhm.
helped you direct it too. So how long did that process take? For those that aren't really familiar with the process of like video editing and video production and
Um, eh, the process, like we probably did like 3 days of filming. It was probably about like 4 to 5 days of editing, but it was the director, who the Wiz, finding time to edit it because he was in the middle of moving and changing equipment and stuff like that. We kept having to find dates that we can, meet up and work and whatnot, because I didn't want Angie to not be at any of the shots because it was her storyboard, her treatment. So I wanted to make sure her vision came to life the way that she saw it. So yeah, that's what really took the most time, getting everyone together.
yeah, man, I appreciate you coming on, man. If we can get your catchphrase, man, ski wee, we could be out of here, man. That'd be great. Just give me one big with ski wee.
Oh, it's not
I'm sorry.
skiwi.
I'm sorry, man. I said it wrong.
It's
It's yours, man. I'm not gonna. I'm not
it's
gonna.
cool. I'll teach y'all how to say it right now. Skud with
Screw with
it.
it. There we go.
Yeah.
There we go. All
All
right,
right.
man. Appreciate you coming on, man. So it's been the Countless Vlogcast with my guest, Montclair artist, Jersey artist, national artist, international artist, Mod Savage, man. Check us out on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. We're gonna be all over the place, man. Appreciate you coming on, man. Thank you.
Peace and love.